Alright, and it looks like we got started, at least for Linkforce, at least. CasualKnight stream might be a little bit behind, but now we are into Prologue. You'll be seeing him jump a lot. Each time that Madeline jumps, she gets a little bit of a speed boost from it, which saves a little bit over the course of the run. Approximately 2 frames every time she gets to jump off. There we go, no deaths in the Prologue, which is good to see. And now he's out of there. Alright, I don't know why CasualKnight is not going. Alright, but now moving into Chapter 1 here for Linkforce. Oh, there goes CasualKnight. Alright. Looks like he had a bit of a late start, but that's okay. Linkforce moving into Chapter 1, where you will start seeing some advanced tech that they're going to be using, including hypers and wall bounces. As you saw right there, that was a wall bounce and a hyper. Wall bounce can be done. Oh, missed it right there. I was to skip a section there. The wall bounce is done by dashing up towards a wall or an edge of a wall and pressing the jump button right after to get a huge amount of height and some speed along with it. And then the hyper is to hold down and to the direction that you want to go to, so down right or down left, wherever you want to go, and then pressing both jump and dash at the same time, getting a huge burst of speed. And then there's wave dashing, where you dash towards the ground and jump, and you get a huge speed boost. All of this we chain together in these chapters to get a lot of good movements chained together to go through these chapters as quickly as possible. So here we see CasualKnight going throughout. And here he decides not to go up top like most runners would. That is more of an understanding there. Alright, so now we see them both going through Chapter 1. Unfortunately, Linkforce took a death there. Just didn't get enough height there from that platform. So there are certain skips that these players might not go for just because their skill level is not up to the other people's standards. Like, there are some auto-scorer skips later that we most likely won't see just because they probably have not practiced them or not tried them out even. That was a very nice skip, though, by the way, by CasualKnight, where he went underneath one of the ice blocks that you would normally have to go underneath, and that was done by getting a dash jump off and also recharging their dash before they jumped. Very nicely done. And Linkforce is following up here, trying to do a nice little skip here. Got it pretty well, actually. And then skipped having to use that zipper as well. Deciding not to do the casual, deciding to go the casual way there with CasualKnight instead of doing the neutral jump tactic. We'll see what Linkforce decides to go for. Oh, he's going for the spike jump. Gets it. Wow, that's definitely going to make up some time over CasualKnight. And going for the neutral jump as well, where you don't hold any direction while you're wall jumping, you'll get smaller wall jumps. And there we go. He's now done with Chapter 1, caught back up to CasualKnight, only a little bit behind right now. CasualKnight going into Chapter 2, where we're going to be introduced to a bunch of new things, including a battle line section. Getting some speed there so you can skip that portion, and then trying to skip one of those as well. Oh, got it. Nice. And now we are introduced to the dream blocks where you can dash through them. And you can actually jump out of the dash blocks, so you just saw him do that there. You can also hyper out of them, but that's only a 1-frame window, so we probably won't see that happening. Having a little trouble getting over there. As we see, Linkforce is now just getting to the cutscene where he unlocks the dream blocks. He actually did a glitch there where you actually activate the cutscene while you're dashing up. If you do that, you actually keep your y-axis when you skip a cutscene. And so he got moved inside the dream block, so he didn't have to dash into it. So saved quite a bit of time there. And now we see CasualKnight is actually on to the battle line fight here. And, well, not the fight, but I call this the battle line chase. Basically, battle line chases you, and she has a 3-second delay, and she follows your exact movements. So kind of like the Cosmic Marios from the Mario series. And if you get hit by her, obviously you die, because it's a precision platformer. Alright, so, unfortunate death there. And now we see that Linkforce seeming to catch up a little bit here, which is good to see. CasualKnight is on the final room of the battle line chase here. This one is definitely the longest one, so if you take a death here, can mean a lot. Wow, takes it really risky there by dashing between the battle lines, but able to make it. Very nice Chapter 2. And now is just having to get out of it here. Battle line's not chasing you anymore, you just have to get out of the dream sequence. Taking the higher route. And as we see here, Linkforce is following up very closely behind him. Just a couple seconds off. And reminder that these timers are not fully synced. So even though one person may finish before the other, doesn't mean they win. And so we are now here in the Awake section with CasualKnight, where this part is very movement intensive. Very nicely done so far. Oh, shouldn't have said anything. This part can be a little bit troublesome. You're trying to avoid having to use these trampolines as much as you can, or these springs. And there we go. That's Chapter 2 done for CasualKnight. Very well done and well executed. Not too many unintentional deaths on that one, so pretty well done. Only one death, which, again, for a tournament setting, fairly well done. And Linkforce right behind him. Alright, now on to Chapter 3, which is where the difficulty starts to ramp up, as we say that, as he takes a death on the first pit. If you dash at the beginning there, because you want to get some hypers off, so that can sometimes mess you up. Right here, we're going to be doing a skip to get up to this key earlier. Oh, had a little trouble with it here. Basically, when you enter a screen transition, you actually regain your dash, which we see Linkforce get first try there. So we just dash up towards that screen transition, get our dash back, and then we are able to make it to that key without doing it the casual strat way. Oh, nice hyper there by Linkforce. Sadly, it didn't really pay off though because the floor crumbled beneath him, but still really good strat there that he used. Got it perfect this time. And these races are very close to each other right now. Only a key ahead of the other. So Chapter 3 is probably the where it starts ramping up in difficulty, at least for casual players. You will see that there are dust bunnies here, and these dust bunnies can either be stationary or they can be moving, and the moving ones have cycles that they need to make, that these players need to make. And depending on whether they enter a room and whether they die in the room, the cycles will be different. So most likely the runners tend to learn the death cycle and the entrance cycle, just in case it's different, and just in case they happen to die. Again, another unfortunate death there by CasualKnight, and now these players are in the exact same room. This is a very close race so far into Chapter 3, literally seconds behind each other. Very nice skip by both of them there. Just, again, abusing the mechanics of the dash. And literally opening the door at the same time. That is crazy. And now heading into the big mess section here, where they have to get to Oshiro. And this is kind of so you don't really have much room to do good movement here, but they try to work with it as much as they can, trying to get as many hypers and as many wall bounces off as they can. And they both got to him at relatively the same time. Again, doing very well for both of them. Very close race. Getting that wave dash off on CasualKnight's side made it a little bit faster for him. And now we're going to be going to get the buttons here to clean up the mess that Oshiro's room had. And doing that will unlock the next section of this chapter. And it doesn't matter, there's 3 buttons that we have to hit, and it doesn't matter what order we hit them in story-wise or anything like that. The only reason why we hit them in this order is because, as you can see, we have to talk to Oshiro after each one. And so we kind of just routed it out so that we're closer to Oshiro every time we exit one of these sections. So both players have already hit their first button. Nobody went for the spike jump, at least not that I saw of, at least. Which is pretty difficult, so I don't blame them for not going for it. Oh wow, CasualKnight really taking it close with that dust bunny. Alright, so there we go with Linkforce. He just hit his second button, so he's a little bit ahead. Only a room ahead, though, so not much of a lead between him and CasualKnight. So he's going to need to keep it up if he wants to keep this lead. Very nice room right there where he skipped the bunnies. Alright, so now onto the last one. The last button here. We see Theo there for a second. That's the first time we get to see Theo in this run. Don't worry, we will be seeing him again for those Theo lovers of Celeste. And there we go. Linkforce has hit his last switch. Very well done by him. And CasualKnight is just about to get there. Only 2 rooms behind Linkforce at this point. And now Linkforce is going to be going to the elevator portion of this chapter, having a little bit of trouble getting up to Oshiro, getting a corner boost out of nowhere. And now is in the elevator section here. So this is where it starts to get more linear again with this chapter, where now you just have to go to the suite that Oshiro has given you, because all he wants to do is he just wants you to stay at his resort. You know, he barely gets any visitors. He's a little lonely, so he just wants that. CasualKnight not far behind, right inside of the elevator right now. Unfortunately, I had to take a death there from one of the dust bunnies. Those guys can be a little upset, uncooperative. And now we see that Linkforce is going to be very soon. He's going to be taking his first intentional death, where he's going to be retrying on purpose after this room. Oh, he's going for the hypers. Okay, unfortunately, we didn't get that. Those 4 hypers are actually pretty difficult. So, but able to get 2 off. And there we go. As you see, he retries. He gets to keep his key. Very happy that the developers intended for us to keep keys if we die. So we just took a death on purpose there, so we could spawn at the beginning of the room. Linkforce almost done and onto the boss fight of this chapter. Meanwhile, we have CasualKnight. Let's see if he goes for the hypers. He does, and almost gets all of them. That was very close. Oh, man. Oh, he's still going for them. There we go. 3rd try. Still really impressive that he was able to get all 4 of them in a row. Still going for that after that is after having a death there is a little difficult because of the death cycle. Instead of not having the cycle you would normally get when you walk right in. And now switching over to Linkforce, and soon CasualKnight will be joining him here too. We are on the Oshiro boss fight. Oshiro is basically someone who just chases after you, and he will shoot lightning at where he's going to charge, and then he'll charge an attack. And yeah, when you're playing this casually, this part is generally known to be a hard part to casual players. But for us speedrunners, we kind of find a ways to manipulate where Oshiro is going to charge at so that he doesn't hit us. Oh, using Oshiro to his ability there with Linkforce, bopping him on the head, telling him to sit down right there. Very close encounter there with CasualKnight. Alright, so now Linkforce unfortunately had to take a death there. This room is a little bit difficult to get. Oh my god, Oshiro was right on his tail there. This is the last Oshiro room, but also the longest one, so 1 death here could really mean a lot for 1 player. Deciding to take an up dash there. It's a little bit slower, but it's more safe than just taking a death, obviously. So maybe that was a smarter idea. As you can see, CasualKnight taking a death there in this last room, definitely costly. Bopping him on the head for good luck. Almost getting hit by Oshiro, and with that, Linkforce is now done with Chapter 3, with the resorts, and he's moving on to Golden Ridge. Now, Golden Ridge has a lot of stuff that introduces itself into the game here. We have the wind, which a lot of casual players hate, but we make good use of it for some skips that we may see them try out. We also have these clouds here, and the longer you wait on those clouds before you jump, the higher you get, the higher of a boost you get from them. You also have these blue, or turquoise, I don't know colors, these bubbles. And they basically act as a refill for your dash, and they also generally send you in the same amount as a normal dash would. And they also activate faster if you dash once you're inside them. So you'll be seeing them activate them really quick here, like Linkforce just did there with a dash. So Linkforce and CasualKnight not very close behind each other right now at all in the slightest. CasualKnight maybe a couple screens behind. Just some unfortunate consequences from Chapter 3 and Chapter 2 building up upon him, which leads him to being slightly behind Linkforce right now. Linkforce going for that jump, that's actually like a pretty risky jump. Surprised that he went for it, but it paid off. He didn't die with it. Alright, so CasualKnight having a little bit of trouble in Chapter 4 so far. And Linkforce right here, also not doing too horrible. That's a very interesting strat there. I've actually never seen that, but that was a very nice directional block skip that he just did, and almost had that block skip as well. Going forward again, gets it second try, very nicely done. Again, CasualKnight not far behind at all. They are maybe like a few screens behind each other at this point, which is still very good for a tournament. Alright, do we see... Oh, CasualKnight is going to go for the strat that most would go for, and he gets it second try. Definitely made it some time on Linkforce there. Linkforce here deciding not to go for the auto-scroll skip. It's more of a unsafe trick if you do not know how to do it. So probably a safer strat that he didn't go for it and just took the auto-scroller. Maybe lost like 6 seconds over going for it, which in hindsight doesn't really lose too much time. Will we see CasualKnight go for it? No, he's also just going to hold on to the block. Again, more of a safety strat for tournament reasons. It is a race, so they're trying to win. I completely understand why both racers didn't go for it. And as you see, the wind intensifies. Like this really shows off how the wind can deal with you in this chapter. The wind is definitely a main staple of this chapter. Oh, unfortunate death there. That definitely wasted a couple seconds. But also Linkforce had a death there as well, so we didn't lose too much time from him. So Linkforce right here, heading into the auto-scroller section that you can't skip. The other one you could have skipped, but this one is definitely non-skippable. I mean, it is, but it's not RTA viable. And oh, that is a very costly death. Just slightly off of the block and just fell right into the spikes. Sorry, not even the spikes, it just fell right into the pit. He has to do this part again. That's some time for CasualKnight to catch up here. And yeah, now he's only a room behind. He made some catch-up time with that. And now moving up here, Linkforce is on to the last room before... Oh, taking an optional route. Very interesting indeed. I've never seen someone take this route instead. This is normally for a strawberry, but instead decides to go here probably for safety reasons. And now moving into the final portion where the wind decides to go haywire, and we also get to see these snowballs. And the snowballs kind of act like Oshiro, which you will see in a second in a few screens for Linkforce. And basically, the snowballs do act like Oshiro, except that they come from the opposite end of the screen. They don't have really any warning of where they're going to come, but most speedrunners know where they're going to come from because of the fact that they are on timers. So we have a general idea of when they're going to shoot off. Alright, so far, CasualKnight making a bit of a comeback in Chapter 4. Linkforce had a little bit of a struggle, so CasualKnight taking advantage of that. Having a little bit of trouble. Oh, gets hit by a snowball there. Alright, both players on snowball screens, trying to get out of them. Oh man, Linkforce taking a really huge death there. That's going to take some time to recover from there. Sadly, that snowball was able to come out at the wrong time and just hit him completely and take him out. Oh, bops that snowball and able to recover it. Way to go, CasualKnight. What a good recovery there. And now they are very close together, only a screen apart. Wow, that snowball for CasualKnight was being very generous. I do not know how that didn't hit him. And Linkforce on the last screen of Chapter 4 taking a death, so now CasualKnight has even more time to catch up. This is going to be very close indeed coming out of Chapter 4, because now they're on the exact same screen. Linkforce just leaving it, CasualKnight just starting it, and Linkforce is now done with Chapter 4. Getting that swag strawberry CasualKnight just for fun. And he is now done with it as well, and he is caught up. Linkforce now moving into Chapter 5, which is known as Mirror Temple, and which CasualKnight is falling very closely behind now. Just maybe a couple seconds behind, maybe 10 seconds behind from Linkforce. Chapter 5 introduces a lot of new things, including these switches these platforms that move when you dash. These red bubbles, just like the blue bubbles, they will activate faster if you dash once you're inside them. But they go in one singular direction, and they don't stop, and you can dash out of them afterwards. So they are very quick in this as well. Also, Linkforce trying to go for the skip. It's a little dangerous. I'm actually very surprised he's going for it. CasualKnight deciding to go for the casual strat. Now Linkforce is going for it as well. So now CasualKnight takes the lead from Linkforce because he went for that extra difficult strat. Wow, what a save there from CasualKnight. I don't know what happened there, but he was able to save it. And now both players are very close to one another. Both have the key, both heading into the next section. This is crazy. They are literal seconds from each other again. What a crazy turn that this has been. Alright, so now they are moving in to, basically, the section, is fairly easy. There's gonna be a key skip coming up here. I doubt any of the players are going to go for double bubble skip. It is a very risky strat that I don't think many people will go for in a tournament setting. So I don't blame them for it. Wow, this is such a close race here. But yeah, they're both going for the safety strat here. Basically just skipping the key here that would be used for this door and just going into the next room using a developer intended skip. Linkforce slightly taking over CasualKnight here because he took a death by dashing over the bubble. And CasualKnight taking yet another death there just by jumping on top of the spikes. Alright, and it looks like Linkforce is now out of this part of the chapter. He is going to be getting introduced to Seekers, which are some enemies that are very prominent in Chapter 5. And for the first time so far in this game, we get to play as something other than Madeline. We get to play as a Seeker itself and see what it can do. So it can dash like this after Madeline, which we will see later in this chapter. And it can also break these blocks. Again, we will see that later in this chapter. So both players are super close. Now heading into the unwind section. And this is where this chapter starts getting a little bit more creepy than it would look from the start of it. And yeah, good thing that was pointed out by someone in chat is that someone's timer is 20 seconds behind. And that is CasualKnight's timer is a little bit ahead, so technically Linkforce is a little bit farther ahead than it would appear right now from CasualKnight. So I forgot to mention that it is based on in-game time, how we're timing this, how we're timing with this tournament. So even if one player finishes before the other, it all depends on what the time is that they get. CasualKnight taking over Linkforce again, slightly. It's only a slight lead here, but these are the Seekers, and you can see how they can get kind of annoying. But we are going to try to sort of use them to our advantage because they can collect keys for us. These lock switches, they can collect them for us, and it makes it so that we don't have to get some of them as well. So far, we are the two competitors are very close to one another. Not much difference between them. Linkforce just a little bit ahead right now. Literally in the same room. And now this is the last Seeker room that CasualKnight is in, and Linkforce. Going about it in a different order, both of them, for the keys. I keep saying keys, it's lock switches, I'm sorry. But there we go, wow, synchronization right there. And now they are both going to be going for search skip here. Which is one of the biggest skips in this run. Saves approximately 2 to 3 minutes because you don't have to find the keys for this next section. And wow, look at the synchronization here between the two screens. I know that the timers aren't synced up, but their gameplay sure is. And now they are both going to search skip. Let's see if Linkforce goes for it. Oh, he missed it. Oh, CasualKnight missed it. Oh, he also missed it again. Oh, who's going to get it first? It looks like Linkforce got it first. Alright, CasualKnight having a little bit of trouble with it. Gets it almost. Oh, no. Had a little bit of trouble there. Held back a little bit so he didn't get it. But there we go. He got it now. Alright. Both players are still very close to one another. And now we'll be heading soon into... Oh, nice save. Nice save by CasualKnight. We are going to be heading into the Theo section, where you have to carry Theo literally throughout this entire chapter. And Linkforce is going to be coming up to that after this screen. Having a little bit of trouble with the Seeker. It's not really being cooperative, which is allowing CasualKnight to catch up. Let's see if CasualKnight has any trouble with it. Also has some trouble with it. For the most part, I've seen people, they have trouble with the Seeker. They will usually just retry like Linkforce just did. And it seems like CasualKnight isn't going to do that. Oh, maybe it'll work out for him, though. Oh, and it did. He actually broke the block. Or broke the block before Linkforce did. Linkforce having to take a death there, and I think that means that CasualKnight has actually overtaken him at this point. Moving into the Theo section, while Linkforce is still inside with that Seeker, just having a party. Now Theo, you can hyper and you can hyper dash and pick up Theo at the same time, and you can actually keep your speed from the hyper. So that's what you'll be seeing CasualKnight go for here. Unfortunately, the Seeker here makes him drop Theo. Oh wow, he just threw the Theo onto the Seeker. That's bad manners right there. And Linkforce now going into the Theo section. Looks like CasualKnight is having a little bit of trouble here with the Seeker. They keep getting Theo knocked out of his hands. Oh, very close there. The Seeker was about to charge at him there. Linkforce having some catch-up time because of the issues that CasualKnight is having with these Seekers. Oh, wow, what an improvised strat there from CasualKnight, just throwing Theo at the Seeker to distract him. Alright, and as you can see there, unfortunate death there by Linkforce, especially after he collected both the lock switches, but he used Theo to actually hit one of the lock switches, so it's good to mention that that can happen. You can actually use Theo to get that. And it's just a little bit faster than actually going up to get it yourself if it's performed correctly. And now CasualKnight is on one of the, getting close to the end of the Theo section here. Only 3 or 4 more rooms of the Theo section, and then he'll be done with Chapter 5. Both players are playing very, very well for their skill level, though, in this competition so far, and they are still very close to one another. CasualKnight moving into the final room of the Theo section before the final long haul. The final room that you can die in, I guess, is what I should be saying. Oh, nice bopping on the head, securing himself to leave that room. Very nice. Having a little bit of trouble here with Linkforce, trying to get past these Seekers. Oh, okay, allowing that Seeker to bump. Okay, and locking him out. Very nicely done. And now this eyeball is pushing some waves, some sound waves over to CasualKnight, and he throws it into the eyeball, and that's the end of Chapter 5 for him. He is out of there. And Linkforce not very far behind, only 2 screens behind right now. And now on to Reflection, 6 deaths for CasualKnight, which isn't horrible considering the things that he had to deal with. Linkforce following very closely behind, just now is leaving the last official Theo screen right now, and now is into the eyeball screen. Now we get to see the use of the feathers, which is very easy to do with analog stick, very hard to do with keyboard if you're using it. So I apologize to all those keyboard users out there, but I don't know how you guys do it. Are we going to see Lake Squip? I doubt it. Okay, yeah, taking the safe route. Again, these players probably would not go for Lake Skip at all, and I do not blame them. Having a little bit of trouble here with this Kevin block, or these crush blocks as it's actually known as. We just call them Kevin blocks because of the sound they make, and Kevin is the guy who voiced them. So now we are into Reflection. Reflection introduces a lot of stuff, including the feathers, the Kevin blocks, as well as the bumpers, which we will see later. And a pretty awesome boss fight, if I do get to say so myself. The boss fight in this chapter is really amazing. And probably why I love Chapter 6 so much. Alright, and we see Linkforce following not that far behind right now, just now starting into the water section, getting the first Kevin block now. Oh, and an unfortunate death there by CasualKnight. This is a pretty long room, so that is an unfortunate death, like I said. Alright, so now we're getting closer to seeing the bumpers, and the bumpers have a mechanic where if you hit the bumpers, they will shoot you the opposite direction that you hit them in. And when you do that, if you're holding the opposite direction when you hit them, you will actually get a lot more distance than you would normally. So we will maybe be seeing them do that. Alright, so now we get to hear both Kevin blocks here. Oh, man. Okay, had a little bit too much speed there. Took a death. That's okay for CasualKnight. He is now moving into the split up paths here. Decides to go bottom road. I've actually never seen anybody take this route, so it's kind of interesting for me to see this. Because normally a lot of the runners decide to go top for the most part, then for the last one they go bottom. So it's actually very interesting to see someone go bottom, because I've actually never seen someone go bottom before. Whoa, whoa, what a save there by CasualKnight. That was intense. Wow, I have never seen that before. Alright, and now Linkforce following closely behind, just now about to get to the split paths here. And now CasualKnight deciding to go up on the top route instead of the bottom route now. This is the one I'm more familiar with. Trying to get a nice hyper off of that Kevin block. Didn't really get it, so decided to go with the bumper. It's kind of a safe strat. Decides to go the top route. Again, I have not seen the top route here before. Very interesting to see some players take different routes, especially. Alright, and now we see Linkforce taking a different route than CasualKnight did. And I think this one's maybe 3 seconds faster total, just from the pure amount of movement. What a great room there by Linkforce. Great use of the dash jump there. Completely skipped the Kevin block. And now we see a complete skip of the feather here. And now moves into this section for CasualKnights. And there we go. Done with it. And following up very closely behind is Linkforce. Only one screen behind at this point. And trying to get this Kevin block out of there. There we go. And now going up top for the last one. Very interesting to see that these two runners are both choosing different routes, which we normally don't see. For the most part, we see either 1 or 2 different routes, but we saw bottom for the first one, then we saw top and top for the first one for the other player. Linkforce going for this room, which normally would be used for a strat. Didn't get to pull it off, unfortunately, but he still is doing very well. And look at this, they are in the exact same room at the exact same time, all because they use different room strats. One and maybe, I think it's like a 3-second lead at this point, but reminder that Linkforce is technically in the lead right now, considering that his timer is so far behind. So technically, Linkforce being in a 20-second lead. Wow, what a strat there by CasualKnight. Decides to use the bumpers to advantage. Both talking to Granny, both moving on to the next part, which is chasing Battlin's hair. And they are both nearing the boss fight here. Right here, they're probably going to be going for some developer-intended skips. If they mess up on them, though, however, there are no checkpoints if they don't hit one of them. There is a checkpoint they can go that's for a little bit out of the way, but we'll see if they go for it, or if they're just going to go for it right away. Looks like Linkforce went for it, and it didn't work out for him. CasualKnight taking the more safer strat, which worked out for him in the long run. Linkforce having to start all over again. Is he going to go for it? Oh, he's going for it again, and unfortunately, it does not pay off yet again. He takes a death once more. Maybe he'll actually go hit the checkpoint, which is a little bit to the left after this right here. Oh, whoa, oh, okay, yeah, he's going for the checkpoint. Okay, that's what I was thinking he was doing. I couldn't be sure there. Yeah, so as you can see, he's going to spawn up here instead of at the top. So it's probably a safer strat they did that instead. Now, CasualKnight going to the boss fight here. Nice, almost Battle-In boost. Alright, and so now into the boss fight, the Battle-In boss fight, where we have Battle-In, and instead of chasing us, we're the one chasing her. And this boss fight, you get the hits on her just by hitting her. So this boss fight is very movement intensive. And Linkforce falling not that far behind as well, just heading to the Kevin block right before the fight starts. All right, so this race is very close, by the way. I forgot to mention. If I haven't mentioned it enough already, this race is extremely close between these two runners. These two runners' PBs are only 2 minutes apart, so I am not surprised at all that they are keeping pace with each other. Unfortunate death there by CasualKnight. Luckily, it was at the very beginning of a short room, but that gives Linkforce enough time to catch up. And now, as we can see, Linkforce and CasualKnight are both moving throughout this boss fight fairly well. Nice dash jump there by CasualKnight also. I did not think he was going to go for that, but he did. It's a little bit more of a risky strat, especially for someone who may not have practiced the dash jumps as much as he has. And so now CasualKnight into one of the longer like downfall rooms and taking a death. Oh, that one could be a little bit costly. Alright, so nice room there by CasualKnight. Also, nice room by Linkforce before this one. Also going for this dash jump skip right there. Very well done. They both got it. First try. CasualKnight seems to be making quite a lead, taking advantage from all of CasualKnight's death that he's been taking. Sorry, Linkforce's. And he's been taking advantage of them. For the most part, at least. CasualKnight taking it safe there. He could have just gone straight for the hit, but decided to wait for Battleline to shoot her laser, so probably a safer strat indeed. And now, last room here. Oh, playing it risky with that laser. And now we have CasualKnight moving into the second phase of the Battleline fight, where she's going to start having a little bit of a temper tantrum and start throwing some blocks at us. And here we see that Linkforce is on the second last room before the second phase hits him. Had a little bit of a death there from CasualKnight. That one didn't waste much time. That's a very short room. Alright, CasualKnight's continuing throughout the moving block phase of this boss fight. Taking it very safe. Very understandable considering that how close this race is. And oh, it did not pay off considering that he died at the very end. And now we see the Linkforce is now moving into the second phase as well. Skipping that cutscene. Having those blocks move and able to make that cycle pretty well, actually. Alright, so now we have CasualKnight here. Trying this room yet again. There we go, he has it now. And into the second last room of the Battleline boss fight. Unfortunately, we have Linkforce taking a death just like CasualKnight did. He's taking another one. This jump can be a little bit of a nuisance, especially to new runners. Alright, very nice use of the bumper there from CasualKnight. Alright, and he's on to the last room of the Battleline fight here. And with Linkforce following not very far behind, only a couple rooms behind at this point. Literally, and since remember that Linkforce's timer is ahead of CasualKnight's timer, so that means that Linkforce still has some time to on his side for this. He has about a 20-second advantage. So whenever CasualKnight finishes and Linkforce finishes, Linkforce will finish approximately 20 seconds faster. So if they finish at the same time, it's all about in-game time at this point. And there we go with CasualKnight. Just finished off Reflection now. Also, I noticed what I said made absolutely no sense, and I'm sorry. Alright, so now moving into Summit, the final chapter for CasualKnight, and Linkforce not far behind at all. Oh, taking death there, though, on the final Battleline part, on the final room there. And now into Summit for CasualKnight, taking a death on the first room. And Linkforce now just about to beat the boss. There we go, very nicely done by both players. And now CasualKnight is going throughout Summit, and in Summit, it is sort of like the collection chapter. So everything that I've talked about so far, from each chapter, there will be a sort of reminiscence of that of each chapter in this in the Summit, and showing off all the different mechanics that they have learned up until this point. So we'll see the springs here. Later, when we get to the Chapter 1 segment, we will be seeing the zippers returning. We'll see the dream blocks returning, all that good stuff. And there we go, chapter complete for Reflection, for Linkforce, following very closely on CasualKnight's tail. So Linkforce just heading into the first section here. And wow, CasualKnight choosing not to skip the cutscene for a second there. Totally probably forgot that he could. That's giving Linkforce yet a little bit more time to catch up. All right, apparently I'm getting word from people in the chats that CasualKnight is actually on a -35 pace right now, heading into Summit, so it'd be great to see a PB from these two competitors. Oh, unfortunate death there by CasualKnight. Maybe the nerves are getting to him because he's on a good pace. Who knows? However, CasualKnight is just right now inside of 500 meter. Every time you get to the end of the reminiscence of a chapter, you get to do this battle line section where you and battle line work together, join forces to climb this mountain. Very nice skip there done by Linkforce with that wall bounce. And oh wow, I can't say I know what he was trying to go for with that. I've never seen anybody try to go without that spring before from Linkforce. Interesting tactic though. Alright, CasualKnight done with 500 meter, heading up into the 1000 meter, which is based after Chapter 2. We're seeing the Dream Blocks here. Returning once again. Oh, wow, that was almost a spike jump from Linkforce. Taking quite a few deaths here in the 500 meter from Linkforce, sadly. Alright, CasualKnight having to get these lock switches. Misses one of them by a little bit of a hair and goes back to get it. Very well done, well saved. Alright, and now... Oh no, that's a very sad death by CasualKnight. Just dashed a little too early, got a little too hasty with it, and now we see Linkforce making a little bit of a comeback here on the battle line boosting section for 500 meter, about to enter 1000. Oh, there we go. Now into 1000, joining CasualKnight, making a comeback here. And the main comeback right here is CasualKnight's deaths. They just seem to keep on coming, maybe a little bit nervous because of his current PB pace that he was on before entering Summit. And yeah, there it is again, another death. Again, probably just nerves. Just has to shake it off. Now, Linkforce following very closely behind, only a few screens behind now. Definitely made some time during all of CasualKnight's deaths, taking advantage of all of them, of course. CasualKnight heading into 1500, which is probably, in my opinion, my least favorite part of Summit. There's a lot of cycles that you have to be worried about here, and also a few skips here and there that the runners may be going for. So as you can see, the cycles giving CasualKnight a little bit of some difficulty here. Which is letting Linkforce able to catch up a little bit. As you can see, now he's just leaving 1000 when Linkforce literally just did a little bit ago too. Sorry, CasualKnight. And once again, a reminder that these players, the players' timers are completely desync from one another, so we do not know who will win until they both finish. This is going to be quite a close race indeed. And especially with the fact that CasualKnight is having a little bit of trouble with this room. This room definitely poses quite a threat to a bunch of casual players when they start playing, or speedrunning, in fact. There's a lot of cycles you have to worry about in this one. Alright, very nice dash jump there by Linkforce. Linkforce able to catch up now, only one room behind. And this is another very cycle-based room that CasualKnight is in, and it's also a very long one, and he took a death at the very end. Linkforce also taking some deaths in this room that CasualKnight also struggled with. So it seems that CasualKnight's struggle is also carrying over, but now only one or two... Oh, nice save there by Linkforce. Alright, deciding to take this this route, so there are two routes that you can take there. That CasualKnight just passed. There's a berry route that is slightly faster because you don't have to worry about the cycle with this guy. Still manages to get past him though. Very nicely done. Alright, and we see that Linkforce is just slightly behind, but again, his timer is also behind. So we do not know who is really ahead at this point. Linkforce decided to go the slightly faster way, avoiding a death that CasualKnight had with that Dust Bunny. And that is also a slightly faster route. And as you see, these players are in the exact same room right now. This is insane. And it looks like CasualKnight having a very tough time with this room with the first jump or two. Alright, and now looks like Linkforce has passed up CasualKnight, made quite an impact with all the deaths that CasualKnight had. And now Linkforce is heading into the 2000 along with CasualKnight now. So Linkforce doing a little bit of a skip there with that wall bounce, while CasualKnight is deciding to take it a little bit more safe and going the route that was intended and not used for a strawberry. So Linkforce making up a little bit of time and gaining some time off of CasualKnight instead by going that direction. And now they are literally only one screen apart from each other. And this is a very close match. It looks like CasualKnight... Oh, almost saved it! That was insane! And now Linkforce here in the snowball section here. Almost takes a death. That was very close. Decides to go for the strawberry route there. Skips over the strawberry, though. Alright, now the real question is... Okay, they're not going for the auto skip. I did not expect it. Very nice save there by CasualKnight with that snowball. And almost dashed right into that spike out. A little too friendly with it. And now into the R-scroller here for CasualKnight. Not going for it as well. Again, it is a little difficult to go for. Both are taking the casual route, which is very understandable because it is a tournament. They are very close to one another. Any slight screw-ups or mess-ups could mean the world for the other player. Alright, Linkforce getting done, getting to... near the end of this 2,000 meter section right now. Definitely made up some time with the deaths that CasualKnight had in the first two sections. And oh, unfortunate death there. And now CasualKnight making a little bit of a comeback here. Only 1 or 2 rooms behind. I think it's only 1 room behind right now. Meanwhile, Linkforce is just going to be getting out of 2000 right now. There we go, and now he's out of there, with CasualKnight just trailing us a little bit behind. But again, anything could change this race. Meanwhile, CasualKnight is just about to leave, while Linkforce is in the 2500 meter, which is based off of Chapter 5, or Mirror Temple. And there we go, skips that cutscene. CasualKnight is trailing right behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very close race indeed. Both players into the... Wow, what a very nice save, by the way, by Linkforce. Now, is he going to go for it? He's going for the key skip. Is he going to get it? He's still going for it. Oh, man. Oh, death right there. Doesn't have to worry about it, though, because CasualKnight is struggling a little bit on this screen, unfortunately. Very nice there by Linkforce. He got the key skip, took a little bit of time, still saved time over going down to get the bubble, though. Alright, there we go with CasualKnight. Oh, dashing right into the spikes there. Alright. Linkforce taking advantage of the deaths that CasualKnight is giving him. But CasualKnight is still able to win this race easily with a bad section or two by Linkforce. CasualKnight not seeming to have the best Chapter 5 right now. Deciding to take the safer strat. Oh, never mind. Trying to go for a swag strat that did not pay off in the slightest. Going for door skip right now. Linkforce did not pay off. He's going for it again just for the swag of it, and it still didn't pay off. Is he going to go for it a third time is my question. And he gets the first door. Is he going to get the second door? Oh, he didn't even get to it. He's still going for it. The mad gamer right here is still going for door skip. Oh my god. He's still going for it again. But don't worry, it is definitely worth it because it saves 9 years and he gets it. Meanwhile, CasualKnight just got just got the key and is now moving on. Linkforce being crazy and going for key skip. Even after messing it up once or twice, he still wanted to go for it. Alright, so now CasualKnight here is trailing just a little bit behind. Not very far behind at all. Meanwhile, Linkforce is heading on to the final climb in 3,000 meters, where this is basically it. He's climbing Celeste. And this is where everybody better be counting down in chat. Wow, gets a boost from the spring, going for door skip still. Does not get it. CasualKnight struggling a little bit more than Linkforce did with it. He's still opting to go for it, though. Gets the first door. Will he get the second door? He does not get the second door. So that means he has to start all over. It might be safer for him just to get the switches, which he's opting to right now. And still dies, unfortunately. That is a very tough one right there. Alright, so now we have the downward wind section right now for Linkforce. Right there. Oh, and unfortunately takes another death right there. This has not been the best 300 or 3,000 meter for him. Taking some sad deaths here and there. But we do get to see the fact that the downward wind is a little bit of a struggling part, especially for the 3,000 meter. CasualKnight definitely catching up here. Is now heading into the 3,000 meter as well. Probably made up some time on Linkforce because Linkforce did a lot of attempts on door skip. Alright, so now Linkforce just a little bit slightly ahead of CasualKnight. CasualKnight trailing not very far behind, only about 9 or so checkpoints behind. Really does not hinder him in the slightest, though. Any slight screw up here by Linkforce could mean a lot for CasualKnight and could mean a big comeback here. And reminder that Linkforce's timer is slightly behind of CasualKnight's, so if he finishes first, sadly that does mean that he takes the win no matter what. So we'll have to see, though. Anything can happen. CasualKnight having a very, very strong 3,000 right now, way better than Linkforce did, because Linkforce took a couple deaths there on that one fight that CasualKnight just passed. So far, CasualKnight seeming to have a fairly good 3,000 meter. I say that as he dies. I'm sorry, commentator's curse as always. Alright, and as you can see here now, Linkforce is on the upward wind section, which is probably the longest part, or has the longest checkpoints of 3,000 meter. This one right here is definitely the most punishing one of them all. One mess up here on the last few dashes can result in a death. Oh, and as you see right there, Linkforce happened to do it right as I was talking about it. That is definitely a choke-worthy one. CasualKnight not having a good time with this last downward wind portion. Alright, but I think Linkforce is also on PB pace, and so is CasualKnight. It might have actually been lost, though, considering his summit did not go the greatest. And I'm pretty sure he has a 52. So I don't think he is... I sadly don't think he's on PB pace anymore after all the trouble he had in the first couple sections of Summit. However, Linkforce now is on to the last 9 checkpoints, so it seems like... going for that safety checkpoint. Some people skip that one, but he decides to go for it just to be safe. Definitely a good safe idea. And now, CasualKnight here, trailing a little bit behind on flag number 13, while Linkforce is moving on to number 6. Alright, and so now here we go with CasualKnight. Let's see if he gets his first try. Did not have any trouble with it. Made up a little bit of time on Linkforce. Sadly, still behind, though. And as you can see, number 4 here for Linkforce. Linkforce coming to the end of his run, and sadly takes a death there. Alright, and it looks like Linkforce is on a very good pace right now. I feel like this is going to be a PB. He has a 54, if I remember correctly. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a very good improvement for him. Oh man, unfortunate death there by Linkforce, which is actually giving some catch-up time for CasualKnight, who's currently on number 10. So maybe we can see a little bit of a comeback here from CasualKnight, who's having a fairly clean 3,000 after his mess-ups 4. However, Linkforce on the the last checkpoint before the final ascent to the top of the summit. And now he is on to the final checkpoints, and he is ready to go. He's almost done. He's almost out of there. This is going to be quite a PB for him, so shout out to Linkforce. Everybody get hype in the chat for the PB. And there it is. That is Linkforce's time, 50:43. Very well done by Linkforce. Congratulations on the win. And there we are. And now, CasualKnight not trailing far behind, only a few flags behind right now. Still could PB this if the rest goes fairly well. We can see, though. I have no idea if this is going to PB for him or not. And Linkforce now is done. He has won the race. And congratulations to Linkforce on his PB. 83 deaths. Not horrible. And now CasualKnight trailing very closely behind. Will this PB? I do not know what he has, what kind of 52 he has. I just know he has a 52. He didn't tell me anything else. But this is going to be a 52 for him. So maybe this will PB for him? Who knows? But congratulations to both runners on their amazing run. This was such a close race, guys. I am very impressed by them. And there we go. Done for him with a 52:29, I think it was. What is it? Yes, 52:28. Very well done for both of them. GG to both of the players. All right. And now, let's see if we can get these guys in for an interview.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Hey, CasualKnight. How's it going, man?
Hi.
How did you feel about that run?
Pretty good, I guess. I mean, that's the closest I've been to my PB in a while. My PB is 52.001, I think.
Oh, man. So you were just a couple seconds off.
Yeah. I don't... Like, the thing that surprised me more about the race than anything, especially my run, was just like how I clutched all that stuff. I don't even know how I clutched all that, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, you seem to get like the nerves in the last chapter there, so.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get Linkforce in here for an interview as well.
He did great.
Oh, he doesn't have a mic. Okay, well he's in here, but he doesn't have a mic. But I want to quickly shout out Linkforce on his PB. Congratulations. And great job to both of you for a really good race. That was so close for the majority of the race. You guys were neck and neck at one point. You guys were synced up for the most part.
Wow.
All right, so I think that'll end it off for us today, guys. I think the next any percent Celeste race is going to be at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning with Hoatilla and Chocolate Cake 5000. It's going to be over at Speed Gaming 2. That's it for me, signing off. Make sure to follow the runners, CasualKnight, as well as Linkforce on their Twitch pages. And also follow me if you liked my commentary. And thank you guys for the awesome race, and we'll see you guys later.